Hi everyone! Though this week may seem relatively quiet as the calm between the two eclipses, I strongly encourage you to use this time to set yourself up for success before the full moon lunar eclipse on October 28th. This Sunday, October 22nd, the sun enters the fixed water sign Scorpio. And though normally I would focus on the energies of Scorpio, today I actually want to draw your attention to how this is aligning with the big picture of eclipse season and the core theme that is being really hammered by the planets right now. If you are wanting more details on the energies of Scorpio, you can check out my video on that from last year on our YouTube channel, or you can come see me for an astrology and get all the deets. But one thing I really want to highlight is that this eclipse season is very unusual, which I will talk a little bit more about next week. But one of the ways that it is highly unusual is that the eclipse pair is occurring in signs that are not on the same axis, meaning they are not opposite the wheel of the zodiac from one another. The solar eclipse was in Libra, but the upcoming lunar eclipse is not in Aries, Libra's complementary sign, but rather in Taurus. We will not see another Libra-Taurus eclipse in our lifetimes. The other thing I want to point out is that Libra and Taurus are the two signs ruled by the planet Venus. I cannot stress enough how wild it is to have an entire eclipse season ruled by Venus. So as you can guess, love is a big theme, but it goes deeper than that. Everything going on with the planets right now is setting us up to bring a new world into being, calling us to a more just, loving, kind, caring, unified way of being. But in order for us to collectively build that collective world of our dreams, we must first individually bring the desires of our own hearts into our individual reality. We cannot build a more peaceful world without peaceful people. We cannot build a more open-hearted world without open-hearted people. We cannot build a kinder world without kinder people. If you want to change the world, the first thing you must do is change yourself. This is also the final stretch of Saturn retrograde, ending November 4th, which is calling us to do the hard work to build the life of our authentic heart's desire. Listening to your heart is not easy. It requires feeling deeply, radical self-honesty, and full authenticity. In fact, opening, hearing, and following your heart is one of the hardest things you will ever do in life, but it is the only way to have true joy. Most of us live our lives with closed hearts because it gives us the illusion of safety. The theme of the ongoing Neptune retrograde, illusions that keep us from our dreams. But when our hearts are open, we can feel. And this is scary because it opens us to our pain, right? But it also opens us to all of the wonder of life. When our hearts are closed, though our pain may be muted, our joy, love, hope, gratitude, happiness, passion, and all the other wonderful things that make life amazing are also muted. And most importantly, if your heart is closed, you cannot listen to it, and you will not create the life that gives you what you actually, truly, deeply want. You will create a life that gives you the illusion of having what you want. Joy is your true north, and your heart, not your head, is your compass. So what are the two things that keep us from creating the life of our dreams? One, our shadow, our fears, limiting beliefs, toxic patterns, etc. And two, not following our heart. You can see that these two things work together, right? Because what is the number one thing our shadow does? It convinces us to not listen to our hearts. So now take a look at what the planets have been doing. Pluto retrograde called us to see our shadow, and the solar eclipse in Libra asked us to look at ourselves through the mirror of our relationships, shadow and heart. Now the sun is about to move into Scorpio, the sign ruled by Pluto and Mars, and the energy most adept at working in the watery realms of our subconscious shadow, right before a lunar eclipse in Taurus that is going to bring an enormous spotlight onto any of our heart's desires that are missing from our lives, shadow and heart. Isn't this incredible? It is if we listen. Otherwise, it may be enormously uncomfortable. And in fact, I'm hearing from an increasing number of people that they are really feeling the crunch. Because here is the thing about when spirit calls us to listen. It's kind of like your mama. The first time, it's going to ask nicely. But the more times it asks, the louder and less nice it's going to get. So the first rendition of this theme occurred carrying the energy of Aquarius and Libra, two air signs, and these lessons were operating with the energy of the mind, giving us the opportunity to observe them from the relative safety of rational thought. But this time, these messages are coming straight for the feels, in emotionally oriented water sign Scorpio and hitting home with reality-focused Taurus. So my advice to you in these next 10 days until the eclipse is make time to connect with your heart. Hear it now before it starts screaming. Use the transition of the sun into Scorpio to allow yourself to feel, because either you will give time to your heart to do so now on your terms, or your heart will take the time it needs in a way that will likely be significantly less convenient or enjoyable. Because either way, this eclipse season, our heart's desire will not be avoided. If you are struggling to open your heart and listen to its wisdom, I invite you to join us the morning of Monday, October 23rd in Zilker Botanical Gardens for a special moving meditation chi practice that will help quiet the mind and center your energy. Additionally, our October service special, the Shamanic Aura Clearing, is highly supportive for connecting to your heart's wisdom by clearing your energy field of interfering energies that are not you, making connection to your true self significantly easier. We have many other tools to support you in doing what it takes to make your biggest dreams a reality. Together, we will build a better world by building one better life